So I was reading an old issue of Gamepro Magazine the other day and I came across a review for an AverMedia TV Box, which was a device that allowed you to play game consoles, DVDs, VHS tapes, watch TV, and more with a VGA monitor. A while back, I made a video showing how I managed to get the Dreamcast VGA box to work on a modern TV and with my capture card using a VGA to HDMI adapter, and then using a double-sided headphone jack to input the audio into my computer so OBS can pick it up. So wondering if I could do the same thing with the AverMedia TV Box, off to eBay I went, and for about $37 after shipping, I got my AverMedia TV Box 5 in the mail. Now there are later editions of the TV Box that support more resolutions, but the one I have supports 640 by 480, 800 by 600, and 1024 by 768. Now it's either the VGA adapter I have or my OBS settings, but I have managed to trick my Elgato capture card into thinking it can record whatever resolution is being output from this device. Normally the Elgato HD60S is very picky about what resolutions it will record, but I'm running these games at 1024 by 768. The only caveat is the recording itself records in a 16 by 9 aspect ratio, but I can change the aspect ratio on my TV and in my editing software. But the aspect ratio on the raw recording is widescreen. I don't personally care, but some people are very strict about aspect ratios. Later versions of the TV Box even have adapters for component cables and have more resolutions to choose from, but the TV Box 5 has composite and S-video inputs, so when I get to showing some footage, it's S-video upscaled and de-interlaced. So why did I buy yet another upscaling device, seeing as I already own a RetroTink 2X Pro and HyperKin cables for the PS1, PS2, and the Nintendo 3-in-1 version? The first reason is I like to see if there are just as viable alternative ways to do things like upscaling. And second of all, the two vector unit consoles are my two problem children when it comes to upscaling. By vector unit consoles, I mean the Nintendo 64 and the PS2. I only really experiment with upscaling for YouTube purposes. If I wasn't a content creator, I would be perfectly happy running all my retro consoles on a tube TV, but the PS2 and N64 have been the two toughest consoles to upscale for content. For my 8 and 16-bit consoles, I have things like the Retron 5 and the Super Retro Trio, which upscale wonderfully for videos, so any need to upscale for those is already taken care of. I bought a RetroTink 2X Pro only for the PS2 and N64, and it's okay, but overpriced. The $30 to $40 HyperKin cables do a good job, and they are $60 to $90 cheaper than the RetroTink products. Yes, the reds are off with the HyperKin cables. People complain that the blacks are crushed on footage I've used them on, and they have a bit of a softening filter which doesn't look the best for 2D games. But for 3D games, I think that the N64 and PS2 games look a little better, softer, slightly blurrier. Just my opinion though. But anyway, this brings me to the TV Box 5. It was initially a TV tuner for the PC and has a pass-through where you can run your PC through it and uses picture-in-a-picture so you can use your computer while watching TV, in case you only had one VGA monitor to use. If you ever find one of these out in the wild, make sure it comes with the remote, otherwise you can't change the resolution. Other than that, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of the images. There are still some interlacing artifacts, but it does a great job overall. I guess I should just get to the gameplay samples. I am showing PS2 N64, and since the PS2 plays PS1 games, PS1 as played on the PS2. The quality is S-video for the first samples, and then I'll show you 3 samples of composite video upscale, and at the end I will show 3 Super Nintendo games running through S-video just to show how it works with older consoles. Whenever the games have a widescreen option, the footage will be in 16 by 9, which, by the way, I never knew until today that Perfect Dark actually has a 16 by 9 widescreen option. Did you know that? I didn't. All the rest of the footage I changed to the 4 by 3 aspect ratio in my editing software whenever necessary. On to the gameplay samples.
Looks like it's time to kill. Lock and load. Yippee-ki-yay.
Such a big arm.
And here's what it looks like upscaling composite. And here's what it looks like upscaling the Super Nintendo through S-Video.